Hi, everybody. Okay, who's that? Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, I am more than. Hi. This is your first time being here. How's it going? Well, the reason why I'm having this live today, any other time I would have a topic to talk about when I have my lives. But I decided to have a birthday celebration of my mother because she had basically passed away 2 years ago, and she would have been 71 years old today, but in the absence of her, I'm just doing a celebration for her. um any other time I would have done this, but I haven't had the courage to do this because I've been, thank you, I have been scared to do something like this because I wanted to hold my mother close to me. And I think some part of me had had a closure with her being gone, but I don't think that I had completely let her go, if you know what I mean. Um Sometimes when you go through journeys in your life, um thank you. Sometimes when you go through journeys in your life, you have to start freeing yourself from certain things that you want to let go, but then it's hard for you to let go because of the fact that if you let go, it's almost like they leaving you again. But by me going through this journey with YouTube, in order for me to succeed for what I want to succeed, I have to start a chapter in my life to open up more, to be able to people to basically get me and be able to make a journey to better my life for me and my family. I know it's probably two of y'all in here and you new to this group. I always say all the time that it's not about the likes for me. It's all about you getting an experience inside my channel because I love helping people. I'm an influencer that loves to help people and everything. So I guess since I like to help people, today you might as well say that today is the day for me to help myself. And that is to basically heal myself. And by me healing myself is taking this step. So um this was the obituary that came from my mother's funeral. This is her. She had passed away January 30th, 2023. And she was born today, but she was born in 1956. She would have been 71 years old. Exactly. And basically, I'm going to read from this about her so you can have a little bit understanding of my mom. And this can be part of the piece of me that needs to be released. Hello, Jacqueline. How you doing? Mrs. Lawrence, Mrs. Cheryl Lawrence, Miss Yvette Westry Lawrence was welcomed into the waiting of the arms of the parents of Martha and Lester Westry, which is her parents, in North Carolina Rocky Mount on July 13th, 1954. She was always steadfast and in pursuit of excellence in all undertook, whether early education in Nash County Public Schools. Graduated from Rocky Mount Senior High School in 1972, and her completion of her training in Dunhill Business College in 1974. Her rich administrative management talents realized a long time employment of 36 years with Blue Cross Blue Shields of Washington, D.C. until her 2010 retirement. In 1975, she married In 1975, she married Robert Ian Lawrence, which is my father, who knew who knew very who knew very son rose in her heart. There has been incomparable and unbelievable union of 48 years into which daughter Kia unfolded in 1983. Kia had turned blessed and aboard this circle of love and the legacy with 5 beloved grandchildren. At the time, my son was 15, my daughter Brooklyn was 13, Tierra was 11, and my set of twins, they were 10 years old, Jada and Jaden. Cheryl's life represented an eternal locking circle, grace, and strength. Family proud and devotion to all things to which she led her willing, artful hands. This was a woman who was thoughtful, sensitive, joyful, loved sports, loved music, unwaveringly committed to her family and friends, and knowledgeable about all things his history, culture, educational. She contribute to a rich array and endurance from her service sorority, the Swing Alpha Swing, to Ebenezer AME Church, no, Ebenezer Baptist Church in Rocky Mount, and Ebenezer AME Church, Fort Washington, Maryland, where she was a member of the Lay Education, Angel Tree, Girl Scouts, which I was in at the time, a long time ago, and children's ministry concerts with her how work support youth and church SATs program. She was a quiet, no storm, rock steady, with a gentle nudge, opening us to the world facts to arrive at the deepest and more authentic truth. And that's the key word that we be having with these paddles, that when we have our lives, it's authentic. And she was very authentic. The authentic truth. She has been our brightest light. Stand fast. And all she undertook. Resilient, always dependable. All of us have been the receipt of this profound development to life as it should be lived, with working hard, consistency, thoughtfulness, joy. And productive, but especially her beloved grandchildren, always had a considerate, real, and devoted Christian. Cheryl slipped out. Cheryl slipped out of her mortal self. 68 years. On January 30th, 2023. And swarm away as her legacy and love. She proceeded in death by her mother and father, Martha and Lester Westry, sister Kimberly Westry, which was her baby sister, that passed away. So she had a baby sister. And sister-in-law Barbara Boland left a cherish her memory and be made joyful by recalling her wonders of life are husband Robert Ian Lawrence, which is my dad, daughter Kia Lawrence, which is me, grandchildren Desmond, Brooklyn, Tierra, Jada, and Jaden Lawrence, brother C. Westry, Pam, which is his wife, sister-in-law, Kathy's sister, sister-in-law Ruth Lawrence Driver, brother-in-law Alan F. Lawrence, which his wife, sister-in-law Melba, niece Nene, which is my cousin, and who was like a daughter, and the hosts of nieces, nephews, great nephews, and cousins and friends. The reason why I wanted to do this for my mother, because like I said, I wanted to take this time out to have a little celebration of saying what type of person she was and celebrate her love and legacy because of the fact that she deserved that. But then another part of me wanted to have that celebration because I wanted to actually share it with my community because me and my dad, we had decided to basically not celebrate her birthday today. We was going to celebrate it on my daughter's birthday. And I thought that was fair because me and my family, it's been 2 years since she's been gone. And I just had a conversation with my son today because he actually walked up to me. No, he walked up to his sister and he wanted a hug. And so his sister was basically being a sister and she didn't want to hug him. So I had to make her realize that she can't be that way with him because my mom had a good connection with my son, my youngest son. Basically my son thought of her as a best friend that understood him, you know. And she used to always call him. Now, people would sit there and say when you say boy, it wasn't in no inappropriate way. My mom always called him boy because that was a nickname that she came up with him. And my son adored that from my mother. And my mother, she used to give these great big hugs to my son. And when you have a connection with someone that understands you and y'all build that connection, and especially for him to go through that at the age of 10 years old, they have that in depth in their head. You know what I'm saying? They have that in depth in their head. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that you lost your mom. And losing a mother is a very painful thing because it's different. Not saying that it wouldn't hurt if you lose a dad, but when it comes down to a mother, it's totally different. It's a different it's a different feeling compared to a dad. Now, if my dad left, I would be in the pieces too because he's the only one that I have left, you know. And it would tear me up, but I would have to accept the fact that it was his time. But, like I said, it's still kind of sore for us at this moment in time because it's been 2 years since she's been gone. And like I said, I just wanted to share this, this thing with y'all because I'm starting to grow a community, and why not have a connection with you? Why not show you another part of me? Why not let you be a part of my world? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I have to give off everything to you, but with me have to deal with the fact that she's been gone, I just figured by me having this type of celebration, by talking about her and saying those words to you. Hmm. And how you doing, Phoenix? I'm not ignoring you, But sometimes you have to do something like this in order for you to be able to open up another gate so you could be able to succeed in to whatever you want to succeed in. And I think by me doing this, I became a stronger person and I'm more open to more things to come. I was just scared to do something like this because, like I said, I was afraid that once I did this and I let this go, not let go, but like face my fear. I thought that if I had let go, that means I was losing my mother all over again. That's how I felt. I was feeling like that for the past 2 years, and but now it seems like it's more easier for me because, like I said, and I thought today was time. Even though it's only been 2 years, but I just think it was time for me to do that. I think it's time for me to do that because my mother, she deserves to rest completely in peace. And at some point, but I think it was time for me to do that. And I didn't mind sharing this with y'all. I really didn't. I just felt like I needed to do this. But my mother was a wonderful person. And she was the anchor of this family. She was. And I guess we just still at this point. Thank you. I just think at this point we still in that mourning stage, but you know, when every time her birthday comes, it's gonna make me think of good memories of her, and then on top of that, it also shows me how much she loved me, and I loved her. I love my mother, even though I didn't tell her, but I love my mother so much. I love her so much. Just like I was her baby, she's my baby. And regardless that she did not, how you doing? Regardless if she physically gave birth to me or I was given by somebody else, regardless of anything, that's still my mother. And I love my mother more than life itself. And I would have done anything to be with her again. But I just felt like it was her time to go because she was in too much pain and it was time for her to leave. And I just wanted to celebrate her because she deserved that celebration because she was a good person. Any person that would be that devoted to her family and be devoted to her grandkids the way she was, she deserves to be celebrated. Now, I might not can celebrate her in the way by, driving somewhere and, putting the balloons up in the air. I didn't have that plan today. I just wanted to like basically read this because this was her obituary. This was a picture of her. And this was the picture of her and my father. I love this picture. When they got married that day, they were so happy. Um On the back of it, it says with them, it was like a song that they had up there. We've only just begun, and it says you should go first, and I remain. One thing I've had you do: walk slowly down that long, lonely path. For soon I'll follow you. I want you to know every step you take that I may walk the same. For the same day down that lonely road, you'll hear me call your name. And this was a poem from another poet, but my dad dedicated that to her in their marriage. And they had a pretty good marriage. They was together, even though they say they was together for 48 years, but I rounded off to 50 because my parents been together ever since they was in high school. And my dad haven't looked at another woman. And my dad still got that wedding ring on to this day. We just had a conversation yesterday. And I was telling him how the wedding ring that he had on his finger, he had a wedding ring, just like with this ring up here. He had a wedding ring and his fingers were fat, like real fat. And it was like the ring was real tight. And when I looked at my dad's hands, his hands got so thin that the ring that he has on this finger was loose. It's so loose to the point that thing was about to fall off. And so he was sitting there saying that if I get any thinner, I might have to start doing something about that because I don't like being this thin. But yeah, my dad, he still got that wedding ring on. I don't think my dad would ever take that ring off because um he loved her. He loved her more than life itself. And what makes it even more funnier is that my mom and my dad, and if Phoenix, if you still up here, you gonna find this funny. Um, my mom and my dad, and I had just found this out when she had died. When I thought about their birthdays, I was like, what? They both have 13s in their birthday. His birthday is November 13th. Her birthday is today, July the 13th. And so when I brought that up to him, he was like, that's bad luck right there. And I said to myself, well, shoot, if it's so-called bad luck, y'all wouldn't have been together close to 50 years. But we have our moments that we talk about her, and we talk about her, and we talk about memories of what she did and certain things she developed over the years and stuff like that. But I think the memory of her being in this house is still here. And sometimes it's a beautiful thing, sometimes it's not a beautiful thing. But I know that my children, they miss her deeply. They miss her very deeply. And like I said, I miss her too. My mom was she she was a very remarkable woman, and she was very dedicated to the church. She was a Christian woman, and she was the type of person that if you needed something and she gave you some money or something like that, even though you never paid her back, she wouldn't have cared. That's how selfless she was. That's how giving she was. That's how she became, because she was just one of them type of people. Hey, Yolanda. She was just one of them type of people that wasn't selfish. She was very giving and very warm and very caring. And she was very honest. She was a very honest woman. But I know that, I know, I didn't mean to say it on purpose. But um I mean, the only thing that I can say is that, that I miss my mother, and I wish she was here, but I know that she cannot be here because she's in a better place than being in this world full of corrupt, people that just use people. And I know she's in a better place, and I know in due time I'm gonna see her again. But I do have something that I wanted to read that that I had wrote to my mother. Um, it was 2 years ago that I wrote it. I sometimes look at it, and sometimes when I look at it, I sometimes cry when I look at it. Let me see. I had wrote this for her. It might make y'all emotional. I don't know, but we'll see. But this is what I wrote to her. Mom, I'm so grateful to be your daughter. You have been the rock and my anchor. Your faith, love, patience, and generosity and belief in me have made me the woman I am today. You taught me how to be a nurturing parent, to love unconditionally, to be strong and believe in myself. I have more confidence and independence because of you. I will continue to use the tools you gave me to be the best mother that I know I can be because you were the best mother to me. You were the glue to hold this family together. Your warmth, smile, encouragement words brought us joy. We love you from the bottom of our hearts and souls. Dad, your grandchildren, and I will truly miss you. Until we meet again, you will always remain in our hearts. From your daughter, Kia. I wrote that 2 years ago. And I still believe in that to this day because she was the anchor to our family. So, on that note, I know this is probably a short live that I'm doing today because I'm still um kind of in my feelings that my mom not here for me to celebrate her birthday, but um I do want to say that, Mom, I love you. I will always love you. And even though you're no longer here, but I'm going to continue to make you proud of me. And I'm going to continue to raise your grandchildren the best way I know how. Because that's what you would want me to do. And I'm going to continue doing that. So anyway, oh my goodness. So I guess I guess I defeated the battle that I've been defeating for 2 years now. Still got a long way to go, but I'm glad that I did it and I got off my chest. So now I don't have to, hold on to so much anger and be thinking that it was my fault and stuff like that. At least you're gonna have to excuse my children. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they being kids. But I want to thank everybody that did come in. I know a lot of people had left out because there's a lot of other stuff going on. But like I said, I wasn't doing this for the likes, even though some of the likes are the big deal. But my whole thing wasn't about the likes today. My whole thing of me doing this was to do like a celebration for my mother and talk about her and say how she was with me and my family and just try to jump over that bridge to let go so I can continue my journey with the YouTube. Because in order for you to grow, you have to let certain things go that's making you hold back from achieving the stuff that you need to achieve. And that's my agenda for today. But I know I still got work to do to complete this whole process of me healing. But this was the first step. And I'm actually proud of myself that I made this first step to do that. And I'm glad that I was able to share this experience with y'all, even though it wasn't a lot of people in here. But it doesn't matter. As long as I just did what I did, that's all that matters to me. And this was a big goal that I wanted to achieve for myself. And I appreciate the people that was in here and the people that are in here now. I truly appreciate y'all being here and supporting me and giving me the love that I deserve and the support. Because if it wasn't for you and your support and your love, I would not have my channel and I would not have the subscribers that I have now. I truly appreciate all the love and support. And like I always tell y'all all the time, that I love y'all. You missed out. You missed out. You missed out. Queen, you should have came when you came. But you can look at the replay. The replay, I promise you, when you look at the replay, I did some good content. It might make you cry, but I did some good content. It was talking about my mom, and I was reading her obituary thing that they had for her funeral at the time. And then I also talked about some other things. So if you look at the replay, I promise you it's going to be worth it. But again, like I said, like I always tell y'all all the time when I leave my lives, I love y'all so much, very, very much, my hearts. And I will see you tomorrow. But for the rest of today, I'm going to do a little bit more scrolling. I'm going to do a little bit more scrolling. And then go to different other, chats. And then after I finish doing that, I probably going to call it a night early today because of the fact that I just wanted to spend some time with myself and just, wind down a little bit and just reminisce about my mom. Because I think I just need to take that time out. But at least I got one live out, and at least I got some shorts out for today to keep myself busy. But, I just think I need to take time out for myself today and celebrate my mom for today. But I will be in these streets tomorrow, but for today I'm just going to give it, a little break. But like I said, I love you guys very much, and make sure you look at the replay. But I love y'all very much, and y'all will always be my hearts forever and ever. Thanks again for your support. Love y'all. Bye.